Okay, close your eyes. We have this random surprise for you.
A random surprise.
That sounds very scary. Okay, here it is.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a drink.
It's cold. Should I just try it?
Yeah, you can try it. See if you know what it is. Do you know?
Is it?
It's not alcoholic. I'm sorry. It's not alcoholic.
Matcha?
It's matcha. It's green matcha.
Alfred's. I love Alfred's. Yeah, I'm happy about this. Cheers.
Cheers. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Robbi and today I have an incredible guest with me for a very special episode. This is a new series that I'm starting for my YouTube called Miracle Mindset, where we're going to be talking about mindset and how powerful the mind is. I'm also going to be interviewing some pretty incredible guests, and today we are blessed to have the beautiful Emma Brooks McAllister. And if you don't know who she is, maybe you've been living under a rock, because Emma is just, I mean, she's incredible. We need a whole episode just to do an introduction, because she is not only a model, social media sensation, she's also an actress. And one of the things that I respect the most about Emma is she's a huge mental health advocate, which you guys know is something that I'm very passionate about. So we've got her on the show today to have some conversations with us. Hi! Welcome.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to kind of just have a conversation about whether it's mental health or what we're both going through right now and what other young ladies like to go through, or really everything. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So we're going to be starting every single episode asking our guests what is the best piece of advice they've ever received.
So I would say that the best piece of advice that I've ever received came from my mom. And it was back in, I would say, like my sophomore year of high school, and I was going through a really hard time that year. That was the first year I had ever been in a mental ward. And like during that time, I was just going through a lot, and it was right before the first time I competed for Miss Louisiana Teen. And my mom just like sat me down one day, and she was just like looking at me, and she said, "Emma, no matter what craziness is happening and whatever badness is happening, like at the end of it all, it's all gonna be okay." So it's kind of something I like look back on a lot, because I mean, obviously it's not okay right now, but like no matter what, it'll be okay in the end, even if it takes a while. It kind of just gives me hope to like look forward to the future, or like looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. Just kind of like keeps me going a little bit.
I love it. That's really powerful. I remember like years ago when I went through my breakup, a divorce actually. Oh, wow. I like was falling apart, and my sister gave me a very similar piece of advice, and she said if it's not okay, it's not the end. So I love that, like that analogy.
So good.
So it's kind of the same thing, and yeah, you know, like everything passes and there's a season. So I love that.
Yeah.
Your mom sounds as amazing as you are. So
Love my mom.
now that we've got some advice from you, I wanted to kind of just start by getting a little bit of a backstory from you and how you got to where you are today. And just for you guys who may not know, Emma has just blown up recently on social media. Everyone has just fallen in love with her because, I mean, she's so raw and real. So she's got, I mean, you've got like over 1 million now, 1.4 I think on Instagram, which is wild. Yeah. And like how many on TikTok?
Like 2.9.
Just casually 2.9. So I just want a little bit of your backstory.
So I'm from Louisiana, and I grew up there. I'm like trying to like kind of pinpoint a place to start, because the pageants is a big reason as to why I'm here in LA and why I've been able to create this kind of platform. Because even before I had a social media following, to be in pageants and to have a title, you had to have an initial platform for something that you were passionate about, and it's always been mental health. Like if you go to Miss Louisiana Teen and you scroll down to my year, you would like see all the photos and paragraphs that I had written about mental health. And I used to give seminars about it. I would go to different clubs and I would speak on it. Mental health has been something I've been dealing with since 7th grade. Mm-hmm. I was diagnosed with depression that year, and ever since then, like I was a new kid in high school, and that was always something very interesting.
I've heard you talk before about girls not being always that nice, and I'm sure like in that pageant world, it's probably very competitive, and then also going to a new high school would probably be just so intimidating. Like,
especially in the South, only because, I mean, obviously I can't speak for like other schools in different places, they're all kind of the same. But people they weren't really supportive of me trying to be a model, or me going, there was a lot of judgment surrounding me going towards this title and like trying to be this person that obviously I wasn't that person yet, but how do you become a person without like trying? Like you have to take those steps forward. So I would do photo shoots with like boutique stores that I knew, and people just didn't look at that too fondly. And also being a new kid, I wasn't a part of like the cliques that had grown up together.
It's tough to break in.
Yeah, so people made assumptions about me and they made rumors about me, so I wasn't really the most liked person, and my body wasn't like what they wanted it to be. So like there was a lot of body shaming, and no one really tried to get to know me. So I just tried to do everything that I could to fit in, and I think that's another thing that like was a flaw, was I was trying so hard for everyone else but myself, that it was so draining. And after that first time kind of going into the mental ward, and 2 weeks later after that visit, I competed for Miss Louisiana Teen. It was kind of this, it was like a realization that what I wanted was way more than what the small town was giving me, and that I had a chance to kind of break out of that from this pageant, and they gave me that opportunity. That first year, I placed third runner-up, and that kind of also gave me hope to like come back.
Confidence boost too.
Yeah, it was such like I had been dancing for a while, so I knew what it was like to be on stage, to like look at a crowd full of people, so it wasn't as
intimidating.
No, but like walking in on 8-inch heels, like in front of a lot of people, being like, don't fall.
I feel like even not walking in front of people, just walking in 8-inch heels at all is kind of scary.
It was something funny. And then I came back my second year, and it was amazing, and I won, and I was able to train for another year to go to Miss Teen USA. And something else about pageants that I think it doesn't get a lot of credit is the mental training aspect of it. I read a book called With Winning in Mind, and it was written by Lanny Basham, who was a Olympic rifle shooter. And he made this business out of psychologically training athletes, artists, musicians, like literally anyone on the spectrum, like pageant title holders. His book changed my life in a lot of ways because it made me focus more on myself. It got me mentally prepared for competing and just like life in general. So after reading his book and going to therapy and learning to take care of myself and for forgiving myself and for letting myself be a teenager, because you have to remember, like, you're a child. Like, you have no idea what you're doing. Yeah, like, you're not supposed to know what to do whenever you're put in bad situations. You're supposed to figure it out because you're a kid.
And I feel like even not as a kid, like even as I've gotten older, like it's still, you realize, like, I think when you're a kid, you're looking at these people who are older than you and you're like, they have it so figured out. But then you get to that age and you're like, okay, like they actually didn't have that figured out. I'm still figuring it out as I go.
You're like, no wonder they did that, because they had no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just feel like I went easier on myself, or at least I wish I would have gone a little bit more easier on myself at some points.
That's great advice. Like even for now, to sometimes stop being hard on yourself, because like that's there's no one more critical of you than you. Like you're looking in the mirror, and I always say, like, you would never be friends with someone that spoke to you the way you speak to yourself. Like, I know sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, I look tired or I put on weight, and I was like, I would never be friends with a girl that was like, you look really tired today, Robbi. You put on weight. Like, you shouldn't do that. Your skin's bad. You know, you wouldn't be friends with that girl because I mean, she's not nice. So like, why do you speak to yourself like that? You know?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I mean, even now, as I'm only 19, and sometimes I forget I'm 19, and that I'm like, at this time in my life, like most people are in college. Like, everyone says college is the years that you're figuring yourself out and you like learn who you are. And for me, it's like I have to learn who I am now.
Yeah.
Like I have to learn all of this, but I need to remember to like pace myself because I'm not supposed to know who I am right now. I'm 19, so I'm allowed to be whoever, all these different characters. And but the pageant system definitely it gave me a platform. It made me learn more about social media, and then it gave me the opportunity to move out to LA. I went to a camp which was a leadership camp out here in Los Angeles. It's held at UCLA every year. It's called LEAP, and that's where I found an internship. And also that camp taught me that to like, if I want to do something, I have to go for it and do it, and I have to find ways that will lead me to success. And also I feel like something that's very like not talked about is sacrifice. Like anything good that you're gonna get in your life is gonna come with sacrifice of something that you don't want to do. Like sacrifice time, like sacrificing toxic friends that you want to keep around even though they're not good for you, sacrifice leaving your family behind. Like my family's still in Louisiana and I miss them every day, but to be here to pursue what I actually want to do meant that I had to leave them behind. And that's okay because they support me. So, and I know they're going to be there no matter what for me because they love me and I love them. And it was kind of like being the new kid in high school.
That's a scary thing, like moving to a new place.
It was way easier than being the new kid in high school.
Yeah.
Like moving to LA and having to find new friends, a new circle, a new job, like everything has been way easier than it was to be a new kid in high school. And I feel like that says a lot because you need to credit the kids in high school. Like it's hard to be you. It's hard to be a kid in high school, and it's hard to get bullied and it's hard to get through it.
And then you've kind of fallen into this social media career, and
it was all accidental, by the way. Like I never meant to do this. It was an accident. I moved here as an intern and I was going for modeling. I was going to do it the old-fashioned way, you know, I was going to do it all on my own, but you know, social media just kind of accidentally happened. It makes me really happy though because I get to do things like this and I get to still keep my platform of talking about mental health. Because I want to
powerful.
help.
That's really, really powerful.
Yeah, I can't be a doctor, so might as well do this. I can help you this way.
I mean, you can never say never. That's the thing. Like
exactly.
Look at me. Like I've gone the complete opposite route from me. Like I had my career doing dentistry, and now like I kind of fell accidentally into this like career of doing social media as well. And I don't even see patients anymore. And like it's a totally different world. But I'm again very blessed.
Yeah, definitely.
And one of the things I did want to touch on that I think is super exciting, you've also just designed a line, which I can't even wait to get my hands on it.
Yeah,
I wish you could wear it today.
I wish I could too. It's in the works right now. I'm really excited. Princie Apparel is a company that I've been working with for a second, not just like on this line, but just one-on-one, like shooting for them and wearing their clothes because I do love the brand and I love the people that run the brand. They're such like a family-oriented company.
And good quality too. Like
good
really
quality.
Good quality.
The best jeans
I can't wait
have.
for you guys to get your hands on this. Like
I'm very excited. And another reason why I love Princie Apparel is because they're very picky with who they work with. They want to make sure that everyone they work with aligns with their brand and the kind of people that they like. And I'm very lucky that I'm one of those people because I love
standards.
them.
I love that. High standards.
Yes, high standards, definitely, because that's what we have.
Yes, I love it. A girl with high standards, high heels, and high standards. I actually had a DM yesterday, which was really interesting, and I was not planning to tell you this at all, but a girl messaged me. And she was like, Robbi, I consider you to be kind of like an online sister. Like I am like going through a period right now where I'm doing like a lot of growing, and a lot of the friends I'm friends with are kind of being really mean and like being like, you don't have time for us anymore, like calling me a snob. And she's like, how would you approach this? And when you said keep your standards high, it kind of triggered the thought that this quote that says, be prepared for the isolation that comes with having high standards. And I was like, whoa, it made me think of that, and it made me think about how important it is to have the right group of people around you who genuinely want what's best for you to succeed, and exactly what you said earlier about reading out toxic people.
Yeah.
It just kind of made me think of that.
And it's something that comes along with like, especially kids or like teenagers in your small hometown, do not expect for any of the friends in high school that you have to be your lifelong friends, because let's say you're up here and all your friends are down here. Every time you hang out, you're meeting down here with them. But every time y'all should hang out, you should having to go higher to meet them at a level that you're not at. So every day you grow and you you become a better person every single day. Like every time like I hang out with like you guys or Olivia, like they're constantly making me want to be better.
Making you a better
yeah,
person.
like they're like, I need to have my own time alone. And I'm like, you know what? I need time alone too to go do this. Like I need to finish my work before we hang out, or I need to make sure I read, or like I do like my meditating, or whatever it is that is gonna make just you like happier within yourself.
1% better every day.
And honestly, something that I was able to find during quarantine a lot, especially in my small town, is like peace with being alone. Like being able to be a loner in high school and being able to be happy with myself while I'm alone, like trying to get through these years. Because high school does not last forever. It's literally the shortest period of time in your life. You're gonna spend more time being an adult and at a job and with new people and finding out new things and doing new experiences than you are gonna be in high school. High school is so temporary, and I feel like it's so hard to recognize that because that's the first thing you're experiencing. Like, you know, like you grow up doing school and then you go into this more school and then then
there's university, and it's like very similar thing. It's competitive.
Yeah, so it's just hard to feel like you're never gonna escape it, but there are ways to do that.
So in Australia, we have this saying, you probably haven't heard of it, but it's called tall poppy syndrome. So basically poppies, I'm going to put a photo on the screen right here, but they're these beautiful red flowers and they grow in like fields. So they're beautiful, like you just see this huge field of red, and basically some of them like grow randomly higher than the other ones. And basically they don't want that happening, so they cut it. And basically, like, it kind of gives the analogy of what you're saying, like hanging out with people that, you know, instead of like rising to your level, they want to cut you down, or they're being haters because they can't dream as big or whatever it is, or they don't see you for you. So I think that, you know, tall poppy syndrome is like a real thing. So being surrounded by people who genuinely want the best for you and aren't like hating, you know,
or like just like trying to bring you down, like telling you can't do something. Like let's say you want to have a PhD and be the top of your class in university and be a prestigious like anesthesiologist or plastic surgeon, whatever it is. I'm just trying to do something that's not like what I do. Like your friends shouldn't tell you that you can't do that. You can 110% literally do anything that you set your mind to. As long as you're willing to put effort and sacrifice for it, you can do it. And I feel like people also mistake, like, they kind of use like these excuses to do like the wrong things. They're like, well, I'm just doing what's best for me. And I'm like, well, is that really what's best for you, or is you just doing that because it's what makes you comfortable? You know?
I love that. So go deep. Let's go up a little bit with the final question of the day, and that is people who are wanting to build social media. Do you have any advice?
Like, don't do things for the clout. Just be you. Let you be loved for being you, because that's the best thing that can happen. And like being yourself is honestly the best thing. I want to see you being you, and I want to see the best version of yourself. And you never want to pretend, because if you do get famous for being someone else, then you're gonna have to pretend to be someone else for the rest of your life.
That's good advice.
And
you also get drained, like when you're doing something that is not your path. Or it's not you, uniquely you. Like, it's the same thing. Like, if I was wearing something right now that wasn't comfortable, like if I was wearing something, I would feel uncomfortable because it's not me.
It's not you.
And it's the same thing with anything. Exactly like you said, stay unique, stay you.
There's so many, social media gives literally students, teachers, doctors, anyone that has a career path the possibility to have a platform. And if you're passionate enough about it, then it'll happen for you. And patience is key. Time is key, literally all of it. Go through different platforms, just be you.
And finding a niche.
Niches.
And then that goes back to being unique as well.
Exactly, and just like stick to it. Don't stop, you got it.
I love
Believe
it.
in you.
I love it. Motivation with Emma, I'm here for it. I'm expecting like a text in the morning, like saying that exactly. You got this.
You got it today.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being here today. I had so much fun. Guys, I'm going to link Emma below. Definitely go check her out. She has some incredible things. And again, you just hear, she's young, but she is a wealth of wisdom. And I love supporting women who just bring so much to other women. And not even just women, just people, you know, everyone can relate to going through something with mental health and anxiety and depression and something at some point of their lives. So it's good to be, like, feel that you're not alone. And I guess
so true.
And I hope if you guys take anything out of this, you can take that it's totally normal to not be okay sometimes. And exactly like you said, if it's not okay, it's not the end. So
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I like the way she worded that. She's smart.
Shout out to my
It was a smart
sister.
one. Yeah, Robbie's sister. She's smart.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for
we
having
appreciate
me.
it. That was so much fun, and we'll see you guys very soon.
P.S. guys, look out on my Instagram for a new mental health-based conversation called 50/50. It will be coming soon, and I'm really excited for it, and I'm excited for y'all to listen.
It's gonna be so good.
Yay!